Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Eh, Anak-anak, kita akan belajar subtema 2 pembelajaran 5. Namun sebelumnya, tolong dipersiapkan buku tulis untuk mencatat dan kita mulai pelajaran kali ini dengan ucapan basmalah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dalam pelajaran kali ini, kita akan membahas muatan IPA tentang otot. Tahukah kamu apa yang disebut dengan otot itu? Otot adalah jaringan yang ada di dalam tubuh hewan dan manusia yang merupakan alat gerak aktif yang dapat menggerakkan tulang sehingga menyebabkan suatu organisme, hewan, atau individu tersebut dapat bergerak. Tentu saja yang akan kita pelajari kali ini adalah otot manusia. Bagaimana cara kerja otot? Otot bekerja dengan cara berkontraksi. Berkontraksi itu seperti mengkerut, memendek, mengecil, dan serupanya. Dan selanjutnya cara kerja otot adalah dengan berelaksasi. Berelaksasi itu adalah memanjang, meluas, merenggang, dan lain sebagainya. Otot kita bekerja dengan kesadaran maupun tidak sadar. Maksudnya ada dua tipe otot. Yang pertama, otot yang bekerja dengan sadar. Artinya kita dapat otot itu bekerja atas kemauan kita, atas perintah dari otak kita. Dan otot yang bekerja tidak sadar atau yang kita sebut dengan bahasa involuntary. Kalau yang sadar tadi involuntary. Kalau yang tidak sadar itu artinya otot bekerja tanpa ada perintah khusus dari kita. Jadi tanpa kita melakukan sesuatu, otot tersebut sudah bekerja sebagaimana mestinya. Kita juga tidak dapat memerintahkan otot tersebut untuk berhenti bekerja. Berdasarkan fungsinya, otot dapat menjalankan 3 fungsi, yaitu menjalankan atau melaksanakan kerja seperti yang kita jelaskan tadi, bahwa otot bekerja sesuai kemauan kita atau secara sadar dapat kita gerakkan. Yang kedua adalah menggerakkan jantung. Menggerakkan jantung itu adalah otot yang bekerja secara tidak sadar, artinya tanpa kemauan kita, tanpa perintah dari kita, otot tersebut dapat bergerak, menggerakkan jantung maksudnya, seperti berdetak dan mengalirkan darah. Nah, untuk lebih jelasnya, kita simak video berikut tentang sekilas tentang otot.
Each time you take a step, 200 muscles work in unison to lift your foot, propel it forward, and set it down. It's just one of the many thousands of tasks performed by the muscular system. This network of over 650 muscles covers the body and is the reason we can blink, smile, run, jump, and stand upright. It's even responsible for the heart's dependable thump. First, what exactly is the muscular system? It's made up of 3 main muscle types: skeletal muscle, which attaches via tendons to our bones; cardiac muscle, which is only found in the heart; and smooth muscle, which lines the blood vessels and certain organs like the intestine and uterus. All 3 types are made up of muscle cells, also known as fibers, bundled tightly together. These bundles receive signals from the nervous system that contract the fibers, which in turn generates force and motion. This produces almost all the movements we make. Some of the only parts of the body whose motions aren't governed by the muscular system are sperm cells, the hair-like cilia in our airways, and certain white blood cells. Muscle contraction can be split into 3 main types. The first 2, shortening muscle fibers and lengthening them, generate opposing forces. So the biceps will shorten while the triceps will lengthen or relax, pulling up the arm and making it bend at the elbow. This allows us to, say, pick up a book, or if the muscle relationship is reversed, put it down. This complementary partnership exists throughout the muscular system. The third type of contraction creates a stabilizing force. In these cases, the muscle fibers don't change in length, but instead keep the muscles rigid. This allows us to grip a mug of coffee or lean against a wall. It also maintains our posture by holding us upright. Skeletal muscles form the bulk of the muscular system, make up about 30 to 40% of the body's weight, and generate most of its motion. Some muscles are familiar to us, like the pectorals and the biceps. Others may be less so, like the buccinator, a muscle that attaches your cheek to your teeth, or the body's tiniest skeletal muscle, a 1 millimeter long tissue fragment called the stapedius that's nestled deep inside the ear. Wherever they occur, skeletal muscles are connected to the somatic nervous system, which gives us almost complete control over their movements. This muscle group also contains two types of muscle fibers to refine our motions even further: slow twitch and fast twitch. Fast twitch fibers react instantly when triggered, but quickly use up their energy and tire out. Slow twitch fibers, on the other hand, are endurance cells. They react and use energy slowly so they can work for longer periods. A sprinter will accumulate more fast twitch muscles in her legs through continuous practice, enabling her to quickly, if briefly, pick up the pace. Whereas back muscles contain more slow twitch muscles to maintain your posture all day. Unlike the skeletal muscles, the body's cardiac and smooth muscles are managed by the autonomic nervous system, beyond our direct control. That makes your heart thump roughly 3 billion times over the course of your life, which supplies the body with blood and oxygen. Autonomic control also contracts and relaxes smooth muscle in a rhythmic cycle. That pumps blood through the smooth internal walls of blood vessels, enables the intestine to constrict and push food through the digestive system, and allows the uterus to contract when a person is giving birth. As muscles work, they also use energy and produce an important byproduct: heat. In fact, muscle provides about 85% of your warmth, which the heart and blood vessels then spread evenly across the body via the blood. Without that, we couldn't maintain the temperature necessary for our survival. The muscular system may be largely invisible to us, but it leaves its mark on almost everything we do, whether it's the blink of an eye or a race to the finish line. This video is made possible by our community on Patreon, and if you're curious about the human body, check out this playlist.
Ya, itulah tadi overview penjelasan sekilas tentang otot. Sekarang akan dijelaskan tentang otot dan karakteristiknya. Mari lebih lanjutnya kita simak video berikut.
The muscular system is made up of over 600 muscles. While we won't be covering all 600 individual muscles in this overview video, we will be discussing the main functions of the muscular system, the 5 major properties, the 5 types of muscle movements, 3 types of muscles, and how all of this works together to make up what we know as the muscular system. The primary purpose for the muscular system is to provide movement for the body. Now, these muscles receive their ability to move through the nervous system. There are 5 major properties to the muscular system. Number 1, muscles are excitable or irritable. This means that they are capable of receiving stimulation and responding to stimulation from the nerves. 2, they are contractible. After receiving stimulation, they are capable of contracting or shortening. Being extensible means a muscle can be stretched without damage by the application of force. With elasticity, a muscle is able to return to its original resting shape and length after being extended or contracted. The muscular system is adaptable in that it can be changed in response to how it is used. For example, a muscle will enlarge or undergo hypertrophy with increased work. But on the other hand, it can go into atrophy or waste away if deprived of work. Now, let's look at the 5 types of muscle movements. Number 1. Adduction. Adduction is the moving of a body part toward the midline of the body. Abduction is moving a body part away from the body. Flexion means bending a joint to decrease the angle between 2 bones or 2 body parts. Extension is straightening and extending of the joint to increase the angle between 2 bones or body parts. And lastly, rotation involves moving a body part around an axis. The muscular system is divided into 3 main types of muscles, and each of these types can be moved by one of 2 ways, either voluntary or involuntary. The cardiac muscle is an involuntary muscle, meaning it operates without any conscious control. These muscles form the walls of the heart and contracts to circulate the blood. The visceral or smooth muscles are also considered involuntary. These muscles are found in organs or organ systems such as the digestive or respiratory system. And the 3rd type of muscle is the skeletal muscle. These are what we typically think of when talking about muscles. These muscles attach to the skeleton and provide the skeleton with the ability to move. The skeletal muscles are classified as voluntary. This is because we have to make a conscious effort or decision to make them move.
Ya, itulah tadi penjelasan tentang otot dan karakteristiknya. Sekarang kita perjelas lagi macam-macam otot dan ciri-cirinya. Yang mungkin tadi kita udah bahas sekilas, kita pertegas lagi. Mohon maaf. Ya.
Otot kita merupakan jaringan elastis di dalam tubuh yang bekerja dengan cara kontraksi dan relaksasi sehingga terjadi gerakan. Tanpa adanya otot yang melekat, tulang kita tidak dapat bergerak loh. Nah, berdasarkan cirinya, otot manusia dibedakan menjadi 3 macam, yaitu otot polos, otot jantung, dan otot lurik. Pilih satu persatu jenis otot ini, lalu simak penjelasannya ya. Otot polos. Otot polos berfungsi untuk mengalirkan darah. Otot polos memiliki bentuk memanjang dengan ujung lancip. Otot polos terletak pada dinding organ dalam seperti usus, lambung, dan hati. Terdapat satu inti sel pada otot polos yang terletak di tengah. Otot polos bekerja tanpa kesadaran dan memiliki kecepatan kontraksi paling lambat dibanding otot lainnya. Kemampuan kontraksinya lama dan tidak mudah lelah. Otot jantung. Otot jantung berfungsi menggerakkan jantung sehingga jantung dapat berdetak. Otot jantung memiliki bentuk silindris dan memiliki cabang. Otot jantung terletak pada dinding jantung. Terdapat satu inti sel pada otot jantung yang terletak di tengah. Otot jantung bekerja tanpa kesadaran dan memiliki kecepatan kontraksi sedang. Kemampuan kontraksi otot jantung juga sedang. Otot lurik. Otot lurik berfungsi untuk menggerakkan tulang ketika bergerak, seperti berjalan, melompat, dan mengangkat benda. Otot lurik memiliki bentuk silindris dengan garis gelap terang. Otot lurik melekat pada rangka. Terdapat banyak inti sel pada otot lurik yang terletak di tepi. Otot lurik bekerja dengan kesadaran dan memiliki kecepatan kontraksi paling cepat dibanding otot lainnya. Kemampuan kontraksinya sebentar dan mudah lelah.
Ya, itulah tadi macam otot dan cirinya. Ya, saya kira cukup sekian pelajaran kita kali ini tentang otot. Semoga penjelasan kali ini dapat dimengerti dan dipahami dengan jelas. Dan kita akhiri pelajaran kali ini dengan ucapan Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Ya, inilah daftar pustaka tentang konten-konten kali ini. Terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.